Hello, what's going on, everyone? It's Kimberly Prosperity out of Savannah, Georgia. It's been quite some time since I've been before you guys live, showing my face and using this tool where I can interact with you more. Hopefully, I remember how to use it because literally, I think it's been about 4 months or so. Let me make sure really quickly as people come on in that I am showing live on my channel, like I think I am. And oh, I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Okay. Is this it? Okay. I do say, oh, hello, okay, y'all. Okay. I do not like my voice. Is this it? All right. There's a little bit of a lag. Hello, everyone. Good night. I don't plan on being before you long. However, I do want to address some of the questions that you guys have been asking me since I have returned. First and foremost, I hope all is well with you and yours. Say hello and where you're checking in from. Even if you're a replay viewer, I greatly appreciate that. But I'm going to grab this link right quick and let them know on Facebook, which is where I have a large part of the audience. I'm going to let them know that hey, what's going on, V. Craig, DBA Manuel, Ernest McKeely. Thank you for all the beautiful emojis. California. Oh, it's early over there. Jay-Z Bay, 69. Thank you for joining me right quick. Right, Virginia. Awesome. Oh, I forgot how to use this platform. I'm just reading off the comments and people, the replay viewers don't even know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I got to get back into the swing of things, y'all. Had me a nice long break for my headspace, much needed. There was a lot going on personally, and as some of you know, because you reached out to me directly and we had good little powwows. And then, life is always life and for all of us, right? Um, from in New Jersey, Chicago native. All right, Chi-Town. I was just saying I haven't been to Chicago in years. I need to visit again. Hold on one second, y'all. Let me see here. I'm live on YouTube now at Join Me If You're Free. Can't beat a good voice text, y'all. I hope y'all utilize that feature on your phones and your computers. I don't like type anything hardly now. So what's been going on with y'all? Tell me. The ones of you that I have not spoken to. Some of you are new to the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, definitely do that. I will tell you this going forward. This channel started as a channel for my home-based business that hold on one second. He said I-57 Rib Shack is a must. Sounds good. And you know what's so funny? A lot of people are like, aren't you vegan? Aren't you this? People peg me for so many things, but I kill some meat. Not something I'm proud of, just the truth. That's where I am in my journey right now. At the very beginning, haven't even started. It sounds good. But anyway, this channel started as a product like business. I was still am doing a side business for to get extra income into my home years ago, 2015. And then I went from just marketing the products to telling about how I trained my team, to talking about the mindset shift I had to have in order to take all of the rejection in sales. And then I used the commissions from that business not only to pay bills, but to invest in trainings and mentorships and courses. And so I started to talk about that. So the channel just kind of mushroomed and bloomed. And some people have mentioned to me, I don't like it when you talk about this or that. I came for consumer protection stuff. And I want to do my very best to not be so snarky, although many of you say that you like my sarcasm, and that's what I'm known for. But it's always interesting to me when people make demands of another person on their platform. And by interesting, I mean rude, right? Because my product business is what this channel originally started for. I don't think I cut the first consumer protection video until, at the earliest, it had to be 2020, because that's when I was introduced to it. Okay. So, okay, DBA, what do you mean? He said, what? This is your channel? Yeah, bruh. If y'all only knew some of the stuff that content creators get in their inbox and their comments that y'all never see because we just block. People come, they don't enjoy their stay, and they can't seem to find the exit, so we have to block them. But it is so interesting how people will try to puppeteer you, complete strangers, remotely. They'll tell you, you don't need to wear that shirt, you don't need to wear your hair like that. All types of things. It's insane. And I do realize that a large part of the internet is fake, like 40%, literally 40% is fake, and probably 50% are fools, right? So it's only 10%, the 10% of us, y'all, that have good sense, right? uh Oh, wow. See, this is interesting. Looking to create a web form application to, by the way, nothing I say here, I'm not anything. Someone was talking to me the other day, and they were like, you black lawyers. I'm not a lawyer. Never said I was a lawyer. Um, I don't know where she or he got that from. So I'm not giving legal advice, any type of advice. Everything I'm about to say is entertainment purposes only. Okay. Looking to create a web form application to offer affordable housing. Not sure where to start on creating a live form with email authentication and payment processing. I know it's so easy to create. I'm going to be honest with you. And I like that you've clearly done your research, because most people don't even know about email authentication, which is going to be huge, because you don't want to be spammed. You don't want to buy a domain and then have it blocked, because a lot of people are reporting your domain, right? And then you want to be very careful of the payment processes you use. So you've clearly done your research. I think honestly, it would be so super simple to just hire somebody like on Fiverr or Upwork, or I Cap Group CEO. It looks like you already have a business up and running, so you might just want to look into getting a virtual assistant, pennies on the dollars, overseas, and then have somebody not only create that web form for you, but also be a client success manager for everyone who enters in their information, so that no one falls through the cracks. To be honest with you, I wouldn't try to. You would spend much more time, like your brain power. You're the visionary of the company. Your brain power is so much more, is worth so much more than you being on YouTube University trying to figure that out and do it yourself. Um, yeah, he said exactly. Yes, our business is running, but I'm still learning. We're all still learning, but I'm glad that you said that. We're all still learning. And so, unfortunately, look at his politeness. Unfortunately, the majority of people who show up to my live streams are not the people I'm even talking to. Okay? The keyboard killers, the people who have so much bravado that they can't even put up a real profile picture, who talk all that jazz. Oftentimes they will not interact with you live. Sometimes they do, but very rarely. So I'm not talking to the majority of you. However, I'm just going to have a conversation with my audience because it's been some time. You will notice as I've come back, I'm going to lean away from consumer protection stuff. I might sprinkle some stuff in a little bit here and there, but I'm going to lean away from it, and I'm going to tell you why. And I really invite you guys to engage with me. and I'm going to engage with you back. So he put a court case here. He said there's no such thing as an attorney licensed to practice law. And then, okay, so he revised it. I know Schwarzenegger. I was like Schwarzenegger. but but yeah, I'm going to lean away from consumer protection information, and I want to tell you guys why. I did an arbitration mentorship. It started in July with the Remedy Takeover Group, and when I say they were so thorough, and I want you guys to tell me, how long have you been studying consumer protection information? Drop down in the comments below. You know what? For those of you who are on here, I want you to, because I already kind of sort of know the answers, but I still want you to tell me, because I want the answers to be in the comments for people who come after you and watch the replay, and especially for the newbies. I want you to tell me two things, y'all. How long have you been studying consumer protection information, and roughly about how much do you think you've spent? If you don't mind. And there's a method to my madness, okay? How long you've been studying, and roughly about how much you have spent. Because the people that show up, usually the majority are pretty serious. But it's that dang on minority, okay? It's that dang on minority that really make it hard, okay? I think I know Sharifa's name. Sharifa said 8 months. Okay. Hey Sharifa, how you doing? Good night. All right, not long, 4 months and $0. Okay, cool. When I was at the 4-month mark, I had been at $0 as well. Some more people will comment. 0 and 0. Know a little about it. Cool. About $400, Sharifa. Okay, Sharifa is at $400 in about 8 months. All right, she's not scared to invest in herself. That's good. I'm going to tell y'all while I'm saying this, and it plays into why I'm going to be backing off of the consumer protection information. I'm not going to say how much I've spent, but I promise you it's a lot. It's a lot. Do I regret it? Absolutely not. Because in every single business that I've started, I have learned that money, the law of the vacuum. If you don't spend it on one thing, it's going to go to something else, right? I used to be addicted to DSW Shoe Warehouse. Don't judge me. I used to be addicted to IKEA when I lived in Atlanta. I used to be addicted to Container Store. I used to be addicted to Target. I was buying stuff, and it wasn't until I was divorced and I was moving out of the marital home and I saw how many things I bought that I never used, that I was like, I wish I had that money now. Why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because much of that stuff I actually left in the marital home because I didn't want the energy, and I ran out of time. I wish I had the money so that I could have invested in not non-tangible things, education that I could have taken with me. See, those things that I left in the home that I never got around to using, that I only bought because I was like, this is 80% off. Those things, those tangible things, after a while, you're like, why did I even buy this? What am I going to use it for? But had I had the money and I invested in education, that knowledge would always be in my head. Guess what, y'all? Even when you invest in what you think is the real deal and it turns out to not be, I'm pretty good at vetting people, but every now and then I make mistakes. I don't even regret those dollars. You know why? Because once you deal with a fraud, you're able to better identify fraud. Did you catch that? So it's money well spent, because it prevents you from spending more down the line with the wrong person. Just like if you're in a bad relationship and you're like, dang, you know what? I remember when he did this or he did that. For the fellas, when she did this, when she did that, that was a clue. Next time somebody test my cool like that, I don't know. Right? So you don't regret the bad lessons, right? Because they keep you from making that error again and a more detrimental phase in your life. I want to see this here. Sharifa said, I miss your face, Queen. Thank you so much. I miss y'all. Believe it or not, I miss y'all. Some people reached out directly because they knew how to, and I'll do another broadcast. Some of y'all have no idea exactly what I was going through and how you helped me. 4 years or more, I probably spent about $300. Okay. All right. But see, that time, most people quit after a few months. They don't even, let me be clear. The dollar amount and the time is insignificant. I just want to get a gauge. But it's not like, oh, you should be spending $1,000 a year. That's not why I asked this question. The fact that you've been doing it for 4 years, most people don't stay with things for 4 hours. Let's be real. Consumer protection, consumer law stuff, it's not the sexiest topic. Right? So that's cool. My guy here, Mr. McNeely, said about 2 months on consumer law, $0, 8 months on UCC law. Oh, he. Okay, he didn't come to play. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Um, and I've spent over $6,000. Wow, wow. And so, if any of y'all are in here and you're like, no, he hasn't. I'm just playing devil's advocate, okay, McNeely. But when you start filing things, when you start filing all these court cases, maybe you have to secure an attorney. In the mentorship, they were talking about how sometimes to really up your damages, you might want to get an expert witness that could easily run you $10,000 off for real. But there was a guy speaking and he had spent $10,000 on the expert witness, but he won the case, and that was over $300,000 that he won. So was it worth it? Was it worth it? So, you can rack up some money. Babylon is all about consumerism. Okay. Zombies. And that's really because of books. I buy mailing letters and supply. Doesn't it add up, Sharifa? You better tell the people. They think they about this life, but they really not. They think they about this life, but they really not. And the books, don't be cheap. And we're going to talk about why too. Consumption. Absolutely. And let me tell you something. I'm happy I'm not going to say your name because I don't want to I have my legal last name is very unique, and I'm not too touchy about people butchering it, but I am touchy about butchering someone else's name. But if you could put the phonetic spelling of it, the person with the dude Coca-Cola bottle, to help me out, help your girl out a little bit, I'd appreciate it. So I don't want to miscall you. But yeah, I used to be really into consumption. And I'm not even just physical stuff, but just a lot of bad TV, a lot of bad habits. And y'all, when I tell you like the consumer law stuff, most of y'all don't want that smoke. It deals with so much stuff on a spiritual level, and I'm not one of those people that's going to talk about the ancestors. No shade to anybody who does, because I don't know how to tap into the ancestors. Okay. But when I say it deals with stuff on a spiritual level, when you it's funny to me how people will say, I want to enforce my rights, I want to hold them accountable for what they've done wrong to me, meaning the crooks, right? The fraudsters. They'll say that that's why I want to learn consumer protection laws. And then those same people will like bootleg a book from someone who legitimately studied consumer protection laws for 10 years or something, and then they come up with a mentorship. Those same people will give the login to their friend who didn't pay for the mentorship. Those same people will take a class and then charge back on a fellow consumer, right, who was trying to impart knowledge on them. But you want to go after the bad guys in your life, but you're playing the role of the bad guy in someone else's life. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? And those will be the same people who will be like, why don't more people teach this stuff? People need those who got it. They see that's what's wrong with the community. They need to help other people. But see, when those who put themselves, because I'm going to tell y'all right now, I've been around the block enough to know, I've spent enough money to know, I've been a part of enough groups, mentorships to know that oftentimes what happens is there are people who come who have knowledge, good intentions, and they want to teach and they want to help. And what happens is people with bad intentions wear them the you know what out. And so they say, and the people who are doing it correctly, who are getting settlements, who are getting remedy, who are doing all the things that you desire to do, think about it. I want you to think about this. If you're getting these lump sums and you know how to do that, and then you're also mitigating your expenses because you're able to eliminate bills, do you really have the need for money like the average person? Of course you don't. So what incentive do you have to help people who constantly hurt you? You don't. That's the answer. You don't have an incentive unless you're just a glutton for punishment. Because at a certain, it could be like, well, maybe you're a good person. You can help them from your heart. Yeah, but y'all, there's only so much good. People still have to live. They still have families. They still have spouses. So I know a lot of people I should say, it's not like we buddies when we hang out, but I know of people who know this stuff and they will never teach. They will never share because it's not worth it to have vultures drain their energy. Okay? Does that make sense? I know it does. I'm just asking because I want to, let you know. And consumer law about 9 or 10 days. Wow. You an action taker, politically incorrect. Sending out conditional acceptance Thursday. Thanks for the info. Okay, you're welcome. If I've ever said anything to help you, that's good. Okay, you said, okay, the sirens. That definitely makes sense. Hey, my drone bro, Christopher. I am so glad I have the eyes with Jay-Z Bay. See, okay, so let me finish my thought. Thank you for bringing me back because y'all know I be all over the place. So here's what y'all do not understand. Many of you. The good people don't need your money because they know the laws. So they get the big bucks from the frauds. That rhymed. And I didn't even plan on it, right? So the big people, the people who know this stuff, they don't need your money. So they will exit the game when y'all play with them. And you know what? Let me not say y'all because the people who are on here are not even the people I'm talking about. It's not y'all. What we gonna call them? I don't know. Hooga boogers. That's what we gonna call them. So when the people who are not really about this life, who want to dibble and dabble in it, right? When the hooga boogers come, the people who know it, they don't have to prove anything to you. They don't have to take your abuse. So when the hooga boogers try to charge back on them, sneak in their classes, bootleg their books, do all types of stuff, right? Buy their courses and then literally put their little special sauce on it and sell the content as if there were their original information. Who does that? When the hooga boogers do that, then the people who know say, you know what, I gotta go. I gotta go. I wanted to help the people, but this is not worth it. And you know who, it's not everybody, but you know who is left standing? All the fraudsters who were never there with good intention. Well, majority fraudsters who were never there with good intentions to begin with, who never had results to begin with. They just took somebody else's course. They're marketing it out as their own. They're doing what Camp Group CEO wants to do for his legitimate business. They're doing it for their illegitimate consumer protection education business. So they start a university, they start an academy, they start a mentorship, they get all the frills, they put a bunch of marketing behind moving their message to the masses. And y'all think because they have a lot of followers, or y'all think because they have whatever they have, that they know what they're talking about. And then that's how you get scammed. And then you'll say it doesn't work. But this is what I need y'all to know, and this is why I will not be talking about as much consumer protection stuff, because I was getting a Jay-Z, they say I love it and I love it and I find remedy and freedom. Yeah, and you know what's so interesting, y'all? It doesn't take a genius. If you go under a lot of these consumer protection people, in the comments, you might see people putting laws or see people putting stuff, but a lot of people who are getting real remedy, they don't have a profile picture. Oftentimes, even if you click through to their social media, there's literally nothing there. Zero. You won't even be able to tell that that's what they do, because they want to fly under the radar, because they know the heat that comes from the public when they're like, can you help me? My car about to be repoed. My house, I'm getting evicted next week. Can you? Whoa, 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 whoa. That's not how it works. That's not how it works, y'all. Okay? Your urgency doesn't constitute someone else's emergency. You can't make your sense of urgency become someone else's emergency. And Timothy Riser, man, look how he got my back. Hit that like button. That's right. Y'all hit the like button. Okay? Thank you, Timothy. I really appreciate you for that. That does help me out, y'all, and it's free. Free. That's the price y'all like. Is there, see, so okay, so this is an example right here. I can't, and this is the other thing that you guys really don't understand, because everybody will be like, why do people only want to do mentorships? Why do they only answer questions in private groups? Because y'all, this can be considered giving you counsel. Do you understand that? When you ask a very specific question, that can be considered giving you counsel. YouTube is a public platform. That means anybody can look up your video, pull your video, and use it against you. And you're going about, I'm not mad at you. I'm just trying to get y'all to have some understanding, because I've seen multiple people say, all the folks that know this stuff, they don't want to help nobody. And it's not that at all. But I will tell you this, I'm not going to answer your question specifically, because I cannot. I'm on a public platform. Okay? And so there are a lot of things that can happen, not only to your channel, but to you individually, when you do certain things on a public platform. Is this making sense to y'all? But I will tell y'all this. Each and every I will tell y'all this. The answer to every question you have, whether it's dealing with public storage, dealing with a repo, dealing with a bankruptcy, dealing with a whatever, and I'm trying to figure out how to answer you without answering you. Okay, we know that there's levels to this thing, right? There's like federal, state, municipalities, things of that nature. Your state laws. If I were going to go after anybody, what I would do is say, what regulatory agency governs them? What regulatory agency, organization, group, entity governs that specific group of people, that specific business industry? That's where I would start. I would also look at my statutory laws. I would look at my state's laws. I would have my contract. It was at one point I was doing power sessions with people, and I wanted to help. The last time I booked 2 power sessions, and ironically, they were like within 24 hours, y'all, I canceled and I gave the people their money back. Now, this is time that I had blocked out of my schedule that I could have been doing something else. They didn't mean no harm, but both people told me that their situation was one thing, and it was not that at all. So first, we have to learn the lingo. We have to learn the order of things. We have to learn the hierarchy of the laws, the levels. We have to have our contracts. There are people that I have seen people inquire about contracts they don't even have in their possession. See, so everything, and if you hear somebody else say, oh, well, I got rid of my repo by doing this, that doesn't mean that's your situation, right? Derek Harper got foreclosed on. He got foreclosed on. And after he was out of the, after him and his family were kicked out of the house, you know what he did? He looked at the contract, he went back through his files, he went back through his documents, and then he started putting together the pieces of the transaction. And he was like, oh, wait, hold up. My real estate agent was actually married to the developer of that subdivision, and she didn't disclose that to us. And by law, she was supposed to, because that's a basically, they got paid twice. If I'm married to, if my husband builds houses and I sell houses, I have an incentive to sell you the house that my husband built, because that's that's two profits coming into the house, right? So legally, you're supposed to disclose that. And if the buyer is fine with it, cool. But if the buyer feels like, I feel kind of funny about that, maybe you're not serving me in my best interest because you have an incentive on the back end. But that wasn't disclosed to Derek Harper. So guess what? He was able to attack that transaction. So if you hear Derek Harper say something like, oh, I had a foreclosure and I was able to get remedy from it, I was able to take them to court for it, and then you ask him, how did he do it? How did you do it? He can tell you what he did, because I just did. Does that apply to you? No. Every single transaction is individual. Every single contract. Now, there can be some commonalities, but you won't even know that until you get into the thick of it. And most of y'all don't have any part of it. Where's your contract at? Oh, I don't know. Let me call them and get a copy of it. Y'all, let me tell y'all about calling them and getting a copy of it. This is my contract from when I got my car from CarMax. When I started all these papers, when I started studying consumer protection laws, I did not know where this was. Because at that time, I, like most of you, didn't really pay. Hey, I need a car. Let me sign this and get on my business, right? I didn't keep up with my documents, my paperwork. Now my documents, they are precious to me. But when I started studying consumer protection laws, I didn't have this. I'm not going to tell you where I found it because it's embarrassing. But I didn't have that. When I called CarMax to ask them for a copy of my contract, you know what they sent me? 2 pages. Let me show you again. They sent me 2 pages, boo. Do this look like 2 pages to you? Does this look like 2 pages to you? Does this thick stack look like 2 pages? So we got to stop saying, oh, I'll call them to get a copy. Oh, yeah, you know what? She told me on the phone that she would do X, Y, Z thing. You got a recording? No, they said they were recording the call. Oh, really? So you the FBI now? You the police? You think they're going to go through their files and look up a call that incriminates them and benefits you and then hand that over to you? So yeah, about that, public facilities, they do operate totally differently. You definitely want to have your contract from the storage facility, and then you also want to go to your state laws, and you want to look up the governing agency for public storages. And then you want to look up, again, the statutory laws and what they say. And that is your starting point. All right. My name is May Shariel. Lord of mercy. Shalom, sister. Shalom. I'm so sorry. May Shariel. I'm sorry, lo siento. Shariel. I'm thinking it's pretty. Mashariel, is that it? Well, where's the M at? You okay? So McNeely said books, registered mailings, UCC filings, notaries, court filings. See, this is six figure. See, he's about that life. He is about that life. So this is what I want y'all to understand. He said, "Law, I feel you, brother. I feel you." And that's what that's what I thought. And I need y'all to understand this. This is not for no consumer protection laws. It's not for punks, y'all. This is not a game. You would do so much better. Just watch Married at First Sight, man. Just watch Married at First Sight and relax yourself. Kick your heels up, have a pina colada, and relax yourself. Because the majority of people are not about this life. You're not. You got folks going to state laws, citing federal laws. You got folks, man, some of y'all going to mess around and get put in jail. Okay? Dibbling and dabbling, going on YouTube, getting hyped up by somebody who say, go get your money, and then you going into court. Hey, Deborah, she said, pray that I get a Ron Coleman level civil rights attorney. The right firm could reverse 42s. I don't know the USC's by heart as violations against First Amendment, religious freedom, prayers. So you're not in the 15 USC, so you're just talking about the United States codes in general. Okay, I got you. Thank you. I need to catch up on my comments. Y'all been talking. Is it 1983 acting under color of law? I have no idea. I don't even know this stuff by heart, y'all. I have to frequently reference stuff. And you know what? Because it's so funny. Some people have questioned me on that. You say you know this stuff, but I'm not here to prove anything to anybody. I have a whole life, like y'all do, that people know nothing about. I don't sit up here and memorize stuff. I have multiple things going on. And I've heard so much. You know how you can listen to so many different things, stuff kind of becomes jumbled up in your head. So a lot of times when I'm doing something specific, I go to my Google Drive, I pull up tons of notes that I have taken. I use the search feature, and I have to constantly find, where did I hear that again? Where did I see that again? Because I don't even know this stuff like 15 USC 1692 15. I don't know it like that. I have other stuff going on. So and some people's, and I'll probably never know it like that. Some people's brain is just wired differently, y'all. So a lot of y'all do know more stuff than me. I never claimed to know everything. So that's another reason why I will be getting away from the consumer protection stuff, just because I don't want to be stressed out. I've never charged anybody for it. I've never had a course, a mentorship, or anything like that. And yet somehow there were a few hooga boogers who acted like they somehow owned me. And I somehow owed them. And I don't like that feeling. Okay, you're agreeing with politically incorrect. Sharifa, girl, all I saw was the first 4 or 5 words. It will have a mental toll on you. That's why we need to become more spiritual with ourselves. This is a process, but people have to really, really want to know who they are. It's not just about the something. It got cut off, sorry. And that's very important too, Sharifa. I want to bring up something to y'all. If you have had people that have used you got to be careful with the words you say on YouTube too. Not good language with you. If you have had people berate you in your life, I don't care if it's your parents, if your parents have told you you're stupid, and some of y'all have had parents that grew up telling you you're stupid. If you've been in relationships with people who have made you feel bad about yourself, and you've exposed yourself to that for years because you love them, guess what? it is going to be hard for you to defend yourself. If you've been in relationships where you are used to not speaking up because every time you did, you got beat down, literally or figuratively, guess what? It is going to be difficult for you to speak up against litigators, arbitrators, all the aiders. How you do anything is how you do everything. So if you have, through the years, become accustomed to not showing up for yourself, do not think you're just going to jump into consumer protection laws and all of a sudden a cape, an imaginary cape is going to come onto your back and you're going to be like, da, 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 and have balls of steel. You're not. Because you're still that same little girl. You're still that same little boy who was trying to impress mommy and daddy and felt like they were never satisfied. If you spent decades in a horrible marriage or a horrible relationship at all, if you are used to being the butt of the jokes in your friend group, it's going to be hard for you to feel like you have the confidence. It's going to be hard for you to have the confidence that you need to assert yourself properly. Okay? Thank you for, and mentally, you do have to prepare for this stuff. Because what's going to happen is if you think you're going to write some funky donkey letter and people just going to cut you a check, you're a fool. Unless your writing is impeccable to where they know that they know that they know that they know that they don't want to mess with you. That's the only time that happens. But usually they're going to call you up and challenge you to see if you can talk like your fingers could walk that walk on that paper. And that's when people start stumbling. That's when people start ebity. When that counsel calls you, when that corporate counsel calls you, when the arbitrator calls you to see if they're going to settle in pre-arb, when those things happen, if you have just been tuned into someone on YouTube and you ask them, what did your letter say? And you write your letter like they wrote their letter, but you really don't understand what's in the letter, then when they call you, because the letter was so good, when they call you, they're going to call your bluff. They're going to call your bluff. Because if you can't talk it like you walked it on that paper, it's pointless. And again, that's when you're going to be like, this doesn't work. It does work, but you did not work it correctly. Okay. I need to catch up with the conversation because I'm so behind that now some of the comments don't even make sense anymore. My bad. Remedy for me is about knowing who I really am and understanding my rights as a federal protected consumer. Correct. And Sharifa, that's what it is for me too. I'm not in a rush. I'm not on anyone's timetable. I'm not on anyone's timeline because I know my life. No one else does. And no one else has to. And you need to do the same. Everybody needs to do, if you want to rush to get everything deleted and deleted and compensated for, that is you. Oftentimes though, like I know of a guy, he quit his job and he studied consumer protection information for 12 to 14 hours a day for 6 months. Hear me, he quit his job, his source of income. So that means he planned, right? And he studied 12 to 14 hours a day, including weekends, y'all. This is no time off. 7 days a week, 12 to 14 hours a day for 6 months. Now, at the end of that, did he get remedy on some things? Yes. Did he feel like it was worthwhile? Yes. The conversation with him was very interesting. He also didn't have any kids. So let's put that in perspective. That's somebody who's really, truly about that life. But then I can go to, by the way, Tamara T. Bush. She has the patience of Job. Goodness knows. She will go through those laws. She'll read them to you. Because some of y'all want people to play Mother Goose on the internet. Not me. Not me. But Tamara T. Bush, you can look her up. I have no problem sharing the information from people that I feel like are good people or people who have helped me break down some stuff. But she has the patience of Job. She'll look up them laws, she'll read it to you, and she would do long, lengthy videos. Because like somebody blessed me out the other day, and they were like, "You showed that book, but you didn't read the book. What's the point of showing the book?" And I just blocked them. Clearly, you're not enjoying your stay here, and you can't find the exit. So let me help you out. I'm not doing this with anybody. I'm not arguing with anybody. I don't come to y'all arguing, and I don't want anybody to come to me arguing. Not y'all, the hooker bookers, right? So Tamara T. Bush does that though. Guess what? No, not chicken butt. It's people, as much time as Tamara T. Bush takes going through the information, trying to address comments, trying to help out. Do you know what some people on her channel that complain she talked too much? They said, your video's too long. So when the video is short, some people be like, this is not enough. When the video is long, other people will be like, this is too long. I can't listen to all this. See what I mean? By the way, I went because she recently released a group. I don't know her personally. I'm not in her group. I haven't. You agreeing with me, McNeely? I'm not in her group, but just judging by how I've seen her conduct herself, she's not doing things for clicks and views. She's not worried about me and you. She has mentors. She has invested in herself. You can go to her channel and check it out for yourself. But recently the other day she did a video about mindset. And before I clicked the title, I said, oh, I know what done happened. Oh, baby, I know the proverbial ish has hit the fan. I know what done happened. And when I clicked on that video, Tamara looked like I ain't seen her. I ain't never seen her look like that. She had her glasses off. She was like, y'all. Long story short, people were asking her to do a group. She did a group. My heart goes out to her because people have taken her sweetness for weakness. She had it set up like Cap CEO was trying to do. She had it set up where you go to this webpage and then you click to pay for membership in the group. The payment processor is going to enroll you in a recurring plan, right? And for those of you who invested in yourself before, I want you to guess how much her monthly membership is for her private Facebook group. I want you to guess. So it's going to enroll you in the monthly recurring plan, and then you get the link to join the group. Well, apparently Tamara is looking at her payment processor, and then she's looking at the number of people who have requested to join the group, and the math ain't math. There's way more people requesting to join this group than people who paid. What does that tell us, class? That tells us that, say I pay, I go through her funnel, I get the link, and now I done gave the link to 3 other people. That's how the numbers get out of whack like that. There are people who didn't follow directions, okay? And they used one email for the payment, one email for the Facebook group, another email for the Thinkific course platform that she uses. So she doesn't know who is who. They didn't follow directions. Now, here's the funny thing that occurred to me. As I've taken mentorships where previously where you following directions is a prerequisite to you being accepted into the mentorship. If you don't follow their very simple directions, they will refund your money and say you can't sit at this table. You know why? Because if you can't follow their directions, guess what? You are not going to follow the directions of the judge, the directions of the court, the directions of the arbitrator. You see how that works? But Tamara's not like that. She really out here trying to help everybody. And people trying to drown her. People trying to drown her with the complaints, and what happens is when you have that much lack of understanding and compliance, it creates a nightmare for you because you literally have to manually go through and scrub and match up people, and so it's honestly not even worth the money. Okay, I think y'all are having sidebar conversations. I'm looking for real results. Our application will weed those type people out who can't. Exactly. And that's what your application should do. And see, Cap Group CEO, that's why I said I also think you should hire a specialist, because they'll be able to put little not trip wires, little tricks in there. When you tell them that that's what you want to do, a person who specializes in doing that, they'll be able to tell you what you should put, certain things you should put in the funnel, in the pre-screening to get exactly what you want. Because that's what every form should do. It should funnel people out. Weed out the bad, weed out the bad, weed out the bad, weed out the bad. And some people say, that's not right. Some people don't understand. Or man, let me tell y'all something. In life, it is survival of the fittest. Okay? It is survival of the fittest. If you don't understand, get understanding. Right? If you don't have the money, get the money. If you don't know how to read and write, I don't even know how you expect to get remedy. I'm not trying to shame anyone, but it was quite appalling to me how many people told me they need help and could not even tell me what kind of help they needed. They couldn't articulate themselves. And this is all by design, y'all. When we look at Text Talk and all of the platforms are looking at shorter and shorter attention spans. You know why? Because they don't want you to comprehend. They don't want you to be able to speak in complete sentences, understand punctuation, to know if you've ever found yourself, as I have, saying, I know what I want to say, I just don't know how to say it. That's a problem. And it's by design. They don't want you to know how to get your thoughts from here through here. So the more you lean on someone else who looks like they got it going on. Oh, you look like you know what you're doing. You'll make the phone call for me. You'll let me hold your letter. Hey, can I get on the phone with you? And then again, so many people are like, I just want to get on the phone with somebody and tell them my situation. And then when you get on the phone with them, you want them to stay on there for endless amounts of time until the words magically appear, because you're looking for them somewhere in the air because you know what you want to say, but you just don't know how to. It doesn't work like that, y'all. It does not work like that. And again, I'm not trying to berate anybody. I'm just trying to give you food for thought. Okay. There's me. Okay. See, there's people on here that know, again, I'm not giving this advice. Y'all see the conversations that I'm having? And that's no one is going to be able to give you a straight answer to anything, because there are so many different variables that go into play. Y'all asking not just me, but anybody, how do I fill in the blank? It would be the equivalent of somebody saying, how do I get a man? Depends on the man that you want, right? And then what worked for this person in getting a man might not work for you in getting the man that you want. Even if you say the same thing, do you understand that you could still be saying something totally different depending on your intonation and your delivery? I've heard people say the same thing and it sounded totally different, right? That confidence factor is really true, and in comprehension, all of it plays a part. You just have to write it. Okay, you getting help now. You getting good advice on here. What Deborah talking about here? When I flipped the house, I had to call the buyers and investors throughout the transaction, and that made it legal. If I screwed up once, come on, Deborah. I don't know if you know, but that's me agreeing with you. Not me getting an attitude with you. That was the other thing I found. A lot of people don't understand me. They'll think I'm mad at them, and I'm not. I'm like, girl, I'm on your side. That's just my flair. If I screwed up once, you better tell them it would have been illegal for lacking a real estate license. Y'all, a lot of this stuff is very technical. So if you don't want to put in the work, like I said, just kick up your heels and watch Married at First Sight. I think it's on right now. Okay, y'all talking to each other. No. Was it an RIC contract? Don't even, you just bust out laughing. I'm so behind. Let me catch up on these comments. It was good to see you look beautiful, well rested. Do I look well rested, DeAndre? Do I? Must be my ring lights. But thank you so much for that. That makes a girl feel good. Oh, you gave me your first name. Okay. Oh, I'm way behind. Good. Okay, so I'm way behind. However, transaction flaws are a way to start to run play. Thank you for bringing that up. So also, I'm not trying to fearmonger y'all. I'm not saying don't take action, because a lot of times this is a learn as you go process. This is on the job training. And a lot of people have gone to court and lost court cases. And guess what? They learned from their losses. A lot of people, the people who take this seriously, not the shiny object, Instagram, consumer protection, gurus. Not to say that everybody on Instagram is. And that's the other thing. Nowadays, I feel like I have to give a disclaimer anytime I say anything. I miss the 80s and the 90s where we could just talk. Y'all remember that? Huh? Where my ancient people at? Where the ancestors at? Because we consider the ancestors now. But I feel like every time I say something, I have to give a disclaimer, and it's so exhausting. So y'all, that's the other reason why a lot of people want you to pay for their course or their mentorship, because in those private settings, usually if you put up your money, they know that you rock with them. So they can just go through the material without every 5 steps feeling like they have to, you know what I'm saying? CYA, hey, oh, that's nice. So you gave me a kiss because you want one of those? You love me? Okay, thank you. You can have one. I'm kind of in the middle of something. Oh, yes, you are. These lights weren't a clue, baby. Okay, let me get through this. I'm happy that you are done. Hey, listen. No. What I want you to do is everything. I need your school clothes out. I need your lunch. All the clothes, undershirt, socks. I need your lunch. I need your. Sorry, y'all. Y'all, just bear with me. Listen to me good, my love. I need you to do everything. Do not let me finish this live and then you magically remember that there's something that you forgot. Do not magically get hungry, thirsty. I'm serious. I'm serious. Sorry, y'all. Oh my gosh, it's 10:41. Okay, we're going to finish this up because I'm going to come and pray with you and do all the things we need to do. But I'm telling you right now, do everything. I love you, but I ain't playing with you now. Okay, our conversation here is over. All right, I'm gonna let somebody else answer that, and I think somebody else already did. These are good comments. Hey, Anthony, how have I been? Man, I've been to hell and back. To be honest with you, it's not for the weak at heart. It's really not, Craig. Y'all see somebody like McNeely who actually like takes this seriously, and very rarely would you see his face, his name, and he would be on here giving advice. There, that is very, very nice of him, but it's very, very rare. A lot of people will stay in the cut in the shadows because I need no tapping. Okay, please. Right. I apologize. Okay, I will finish this up because you are important to me now. But just let me finish up with them, and then it's all about you. Thank you for your response to information. I don't know if you're talking to me or them, but regardless of who you're talking to, thank you for not being offended by how I answered, okay? Or how I addressed you. Do y'all see what McNeely is putting on here? So the consumer protection whole, y'all, the long story short is I'm going to, hey, what's going on, my friend? Look at my friend there. Literally the same day that this person blessed me, y'all, on the screen. Nefertiti. I'm sorry. I'm actually tired. So I'm seeing things and the lights are bright in my eyes. But she blessed me, and your timing was impeccable because the same day you blessed me, somebody came at me. And I'm telling y'all, it's constantly like a mind game. You have your internal dialogue, but then when you have like people coming at you online, it shouldn't affect you because they're strangers. But if you're really not like a F you person, you kind of like, why are people like that? And it's because you're always going to think about people in relation to how you treat people. So some things I can't even comprehend because I would never think to do that to someone. So yeah, it does bother me because I'm just like, how do people get to this place of entitlement and thinking that they really have the right to talk to people crazy? But it's something in them, blah, 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 whatever. Check out the Real Lady Records. I want you to, I think you put that comment. Maybe a get to know you live invitation. Didn't you tell me that the other day? But you didn't have your face. You didn't have your face. You didn't have your profile picture. But that Real Lady Records, I remember you saying that. So yeah, consumer protection stuff, it is a rabbit hole. Like you can start studying one thing and then go down the rabbit hole to another thing, and then you're like, oh, I need to authenticate my birth certificate. Oh, I need a travel card. And you can find yourself being like a ping pong ball and just bouncing around doing a whole lot of nothing, but being confused. Um, I don't want to be a part of that. It takes a long, long, long time for the majority of people. The majority of people are not going to take 6 months off, study 12 to 14 hours a day, with no pay and study this stuff. That's the majority of people are doing it in pockets of their free time. And most people don't have a lot of free time. Hey, what's going on, LSG? Girl, when I saw LSG, I thought LSG, my body all over your body, babe. I'm showing my age. I've been gone, but I'm still goofy, y'all. I was like, I think did I say LSG or did I say LSJ? I don't know. I'll see on the replay. But what was I saying? Consumer protection stuff is a rabbit hole, right? And so coming back, I might mention it every now and then. That mentorship I took was impeccable. They met every single week like clockwork. They over delivered for what we paid. I learned so much, and it was so organized. And we studied case law. We went through scenarios. Man, when I say y'all, if you're not looking up laws, and if you're not, and I need y'all to understand this too, because maybe all the time you don't have to go to the federal law. Sometimes you can stay there. It might be advantageous for you to stay in your district. You want to find out what district you fall under, right? So like I'm with Georgia, I'm in Georgia, Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, I think, and South Carolina, is it? I can't remember off the top of my head. But all of us are grouped together for like the circuit court or whatever. And we're more lenient what was John Watts was saying? In this district, we're more lenient as it relates to mental anguish than say like New York. These are things you need to know because all judges are not created equal, right? All judges don't think equally. Think of it like your parents. I had the type of parent that if I was like, Mom, Sharina's mom, bless her, and she said, do I look like Sharina, Mom? I'd be like, dang, lady, I'm just saying, I'm trying to use social proof. My mom didn't care, right? Some judges are like that. They don't care what that judge said. They say this about that. And these are things that you need to know. And you can get so much information by getting your butt on Pacer. You don't even have to get on Pacer necessarily. If you study your area, there's a lot of information that you can find on the local database in your area where you can look up cases and read, why was this ruled this way? What did the judge say? What does that mean? What does that mean? And then you can have your whatever you look at this legal terminology, this handy dandy little guy. I use this for a quick reference because I don't want to go too deep, because I'm the type of person that when I go too deep, I go deep, and then I get discouraged because I get overwhelmed. Right? So find what works for you. Hold on. Um that is so funny. Were you ever in a Home Depot commercial? No, I was not. Y'all, I don't even go outside. I don't even go outside, y'all. Oh, but so many people. Were you the one that said, somebody just told me did you and I just talking? You said you saw me in a commercial. Multiple people have said they've seen me. I remember one person swore I was a stripper. They were like, yes, yes, this is serious. They swore, and I was like, no, that's not me. And they were like, I know how y'all. I was like, I'm not trying to cover anything. No, I don't even go outside. But you got me at the paint. Hey, Rise of a King. I like that name, that handle. First time seeing your video. Well, welcome. We hope you enjoyed your stay. Good stuff. I'm happy thank you for that comment. Yes, she got over 10K subscribers only. Okay, you talking about the Real Lady Records. So she's like at like Tamara has like 7,000 now, but it's growing. But again, Tamara is not trying to be. She's not trying to get money off of YouTube because she knows how to get money other ways. And I'm surprised, and I really hope that the Hooga Boogers don't run Tamara T. Bush off, because it seems like her heart is pure. Nobody guessed how much she was charging for her Nobody guessed how much she was charging for her Facebook group. I wanted y'all to make some guesses how much you think she was charging monthly for her Facebook group. How much do you think people are trying to rip her off for? How much do you think people are not? Like when she told me, when she said the amount, it just surprised me. Hold on. I know you. Hold on, Ellis. I was about to say G again. I know who gone. I know you ain't talking about Tamara. I know you ain't talking about Tamara. Dang it, my phone died. And it's a delay. Um oh, see, of course you know your area of McNeely. See, he know that she's not doing online work anymore. Who you talking about? Tamara? Tell me who you talking about, LSJ? Because I can't access my phone. But I know a lot of people who have gotten run off, and like I said, I know a lot of people who will never enter this arena. They don't need to, and it's not worth it to them. And energy is neither created nor destroyed, so they need their energy to fight the big crooks. They don't want to fight with hooga boogers who don't want to invest themselves, who think that somehow somebody who spent years and has been through the ringer. Because trust me, if you're winning, it's because you spend a lot of time losing often. So somebody who has done all of that, they owe you nothing. They owe me nothing. Absolutely nothing. Guys, there have been times that I've paid a lot of money just for one tip that got me one step closer to where I wanted to be. And then, when all is said and done, you take together the piece, a little bit from there. Okay, I'm not dealing with this right now. I'm not going to have you jumping on my train. And then I'll tell y'all this too. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. Consumer protection, it's like a little gang of people, and it attracts some very unique people. Most people do not want to learn the consumer protection laws. They want to fight. They want to fight about politics. They want to fight about religion. They want to fight about whether or not you should be vegan. They want to fight about everything. But they don't want to fight the crooks. And I'm not here for it. I'm not defending my decisions to you. I'm not that video how most of y'all found me on the balcony? This balcony right here. Right there. And I had something similar to this. Y'all, I'm just a regular schmegular girl from Savannah. You know why I got this on? Cause I wanted my hair off my neck because it's hot. And somebody is somehow gonna make this a religious thing. I promise you. I promise you. Surely as this is the month of October, somebody is gonna say, somebody lit that when I was on that balcony. I had the lock sock on. I got the lock sock for $10 at the hair salon. And somebody said, oh, she you could tell she's a woman of wisdom. She has a hijab on. It's not a hijab. You can always still tell people speak the truth when they keep their hair covered. My hair wasn't done. And I just covered it. It has nothing to do with my breadth of knowledge. I would love if you judge me based on what's coming out of my mouth, based on what religion you think I am. Nothing wrong with that. My aunt is Sunni Muslim, but I'm not. I just didn't do my hair. And I just didn't want it on my neck. It's not that deep. Some things are deep and some things are not. But instead of focusing on me, what religion I am, what making all of these assumptions, we need to be focused on ourselves, right? But the hoogaboogers don't get that. Okay, so LSJ, you still didn't say the name, so I'm gonna assume you're talking about Tamara, and you said she's teaching in private one-on-one and her Facebook group to get the people that are serious for her new work. Yeah, you're definitely talking about Tamara. And I don't blame her because I'm telling y'all, it's too, when I saw her in that last video, I said, I do not want her to let everyone wear her out. And that's what it looked like. I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all, since y'all did not guess, and the price may have changed. I hope it did. For her sake, I hope she upped the price. She was only charging $15. Excuse me. Let me be more precise. She was charging $14.99 a month for that Facebook group. I done paid for a lot of mentorships. I ain't never paid $14.99 for no consumer protection information. And the fact that she had to come on there and beg people to pay and not give her link away for 14, you mean to tell me you want information that can get you thousands of dollars in your pocket from someone who has studied for years, and you don't want to pay $14.99 to legitimately buy your seat at the table? When I say that thing pissed me off so much for her, that thing pissed me off. Anybody who took that link illegitimately, anybody who is making her have to work harder than what she has to actually, than what she has carved. This is a mother, this is a wife, this is a daughter, this is a whole human being. She got a whole life outside of YouTube and trying to help other people she don't even know. But she legitimately wants to do it. If you've ever heard her speak, and I've been listening to her for a while now, then you know she legitimately wants to help people. But it's the hoogaboogers that will turn good folk like her away. They'll turn her away. The same thing happens in education. When I was in education, there were good teachers. They quit. I quit. And it wasn't because of the kids. It was because of the adults. I could not take them dang on parents and administrators. The adults made education horrible for me, not the kids. Even the quote unquote bad kids. There are no bad kids, by the way, guys. There are just kids who have had bad examples. Facts. Facts. FAX. Facts. Thank you for agreeing with me, McNeely. But yeah, so my focus will not be on consumer protection. Like I said, I might sprinkle a little bit here and there. You might see me do a video. Don't hold me to it. But my focus is going to be more so on credit. Why? Because that gets y'all, or the majority of y'all, what you going to bed. Deborah, I know that's right. Me too. Shortly. Man, dang, why you saying something, Deborah? You made me automatically, y'all. The minute you mentioned it, let me tell you something, baby. I cannot wait for my date with Mr. Sandman tonight. What? It's been a long year. It's been a long month. It's been a long, what's today? Tuesday? Whatever day it is. But yeah, I might sprinkle a little bit here and there, but I'm mostly going to be talking about credit stuff. Why? Because I don't even understand how credit is really like where credit was a jump off point for me into consumer protection laws, because there were a lot of things on my credit report from the CRAs. There were a lot of CRAs I didn't even know existed that were reporting on me and doing all this stuff. And once I saw that, that's when I jumped off. That's when I went down the rabbit hole of consumer protection laws. So for me, understanding credit first was imperative to even beginning to dibble and dabble in consumer protection laws. For me, and hear me clearly, for me, I paid for a lot of my consumer protection information using my credit. So for all those people like, I ain't got the money, I ain't got the money, I ain't got the money, I ain't got the money. You got to find a way to get the resources to buy you a seat at the table, because I'm telling you right now, if you get somebody who really knows what they're doing and they're willing to share the information with you, it's going to be in a private group where they can speak freely, and where, because everybody don't deserve your attention. And the smaller the group, the better. In that arbitration mentorship that I had, it was a group of us. They only allowed 40 people in. 40. And guess what? We're a family. We all know each other by name. And it was great. Because when you go to, it's best to go deep instead of wide. Somebody with a nasty mind gonna take that. And hey, whatever. But I'm telling you right now, it really is. Really go deep with a few people instead of trying to serve the masses, because the masses don't deserve you. When you get this information, remember these words, and you will spread yourself thin if you're trying to go wide, right? But with the credit information, I'm going to be focusing on that, because especially as a single parent, oh, Real King is still here. He said real talk. See, you see where I'm coming from with this. Man, McNeely. And see, this is what I'm saying. It's still, he said, how you ain't got no money and you a creditor of the nation. It's so much that I want to say, most of which I cannot say. But, this consumer protection stuff, it was really like underground for a long time. And then around 2020, when everything popped off, the pandemic, people sitting at home. Excuse me. See, Deborah done messed me up. People sitting at home. Some people watching Tiger King. I said Lion King. Some people were watching Tiger King, and some people were on YouTube, right? And they started learning about credit. They started learning about consumer protection. Some people were learning about everything, business credit. They were learning about everything. And so then it kind of took off. But when something takes off, it's sometimes good when awareness comes, but when that oversaturation sets in, and now everybody is doing it, it is harder, especially, and it is for you freeple people, the people who don't want to pay, or you're trying to pay a low cost. Y'all are going to be the ones that pay the most in the long run, because you're going to pay to people who are just going to take your money. And their cost, with the exception of Tamara, somebody going to tell her, though, her cost is way too low. But a lot of time when the cost is low, they're trying to get as many people as possible. And then I have literally seen people take people's money and then literally just disappear. You just go to their page and it just doesn't even exist anymore. And you're like, wait, what? So, this is not a game. I thought PPP would set it off. People were creating businesses. It was a combination of that too. And what? I'm happy you brought that up. The PPP and the not just say the PPP, the stimulus checks and stuff. that was a double-edged sword. It helped people in their time of need, but it also created a lot of lazy people. It gave people some money. It gave people, saw how a lot of people making more money sitting at home than they were if they tried to go out and work, if they could work, right? And a lot of people, I was just talking to my cousin. I said, I can't believe that, all of that was 2 years ago. It feels like it was just yesterday. But here we are 2 years later, and a lot of people still don't want to work. And they're still looking for a quick fix to stay at home. So they'll jump into consumer protection stuff, try to rush you, try to make you get them remedy right quick. And some people, like I said, not operating in integrity, not paying their bills, and then still thinking they're going to somehow do a billing error dispute. I mean, it's just, next thing you know, they like, hey, I'm in the dark trying to study these consumer protection laws. How I get my lights back on? Pay your bill. Pay your bill. Hey, they coming to repo my car tomorrow. What can you tell me? Get your stuff out. Get your stuff out. And is there something that you can do after the repo? Yes. If you know the laws, then you know that. If they repo your car, it's not the end of the world. Excuse me. If you know the laws, you can still go after them. But again, you got to know the laws, and every situation is different. So I can't give you a blanket statement about what you should do and what you should say and how you should do it and how you should say it. And even if I could, it wouldn't matter, because ultimately I'm not flying to your state with you to be with you. So you have to talk it like you walk it. Hola, ¿cómo está usted? But yeah, I'm going to be focusing more on the credit, because for me, getting my credit straight first, I needed that. And I'm not going to say, I didn't say getting my credit fixed. Credit is not broken, but getting my credit corrected, getting it straight, getting it how it should be, understanding, understanding the credit profile, what makes up it. And I'm telling you guys right now, please invest in communication. I have been able to call some of the CRAs, and literally, just because I do not play with you on the phone, and because I know how to do that, and I have my call recordings, I've been able to get some things removed that people previously went through 3 rounds of disputes for. I'm not trying to say I'm the ish, but a little bit. But one of the best investments you will make before you start any of this crap, credit, consumer protection, I don't even care. You want a husband, you want a wife, you want a job, you want a whatever, you want to be a business owner, get your communication straight first. Get your communication straight first. You don't have to be perfect, but you do need to be able to take a thought from here to there. From the sender, you're the sender, give it on up to the receiver. Okay, now how they receive it, you'll learn how to massage your message, but you want to start practicing communicating on all mediums. You want to start learning how to write letters like McNeely. Okay, you want to start learning how to make phone calls, use that mouthpiece, okay, for the right stuff. Dirty-minded people. But yeah, you want to start doing that, because we've gotten away from that. We've been so isolated with different things. We've been so isolated. Most of us don't even pick up the phone to talk to people anymore. We just text. And I was joking with my friend earlier today. I said, watch. I said, we are going to reach a time when people talk in text acronyms only. Like, you literally see somebody in the street and you say, hey, Carrie, WID. And then your friend responds, IDK. Hey, Carrie, what you doing? For those who you don't know, instead of you asking your friend, what you doing? WID. And your friend be like, IDK. I don't know. Like, what you want to do? I mean, people are going to start talking like they speaking a whole nother language, because it is. And like I said, do not be fooled. That is by design. I don't even want to blame it on the young people, but there's so many people, again, who cannot articulate themselves. And speaking of dropping out stuff, like mailing out letters, ooh, you can see that happening. Okay, I'm McNeely. Okay, I'm calling you by your last name like this in the military. I hope you're not offended. I don't think you are, otherwise you would have left. Is this Cristiano Cervantes? Huh? My little brother, mi hermanito. If it's not, I'm gonna be really embarrassed. Is this the my Facebook friend I was talking to today? It's all about the shadow work, fast every day. The universe will help. It's got to be you. You talking about fasting? The universe will help you. It's got to be you. So Cervantes. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, I'll be focusing more on credit. I just wanted to make an announcement. Those who don't like it, feel free to leave. I will not be offended. I came to you for consumer protection, so you owe me. I don't owe you jack. If I can't claim you on my taxes, right? Kim, you still file taxes? Yes, I do. I am in the path of least resistance. I'm not going to be fighting all those battles that some of y'all want to. If you want to take up the good fight, and ooh, that's you. But I got a whole kid to think about. I can't go to jail right now. Not right now. Maybe later. I'll see how my schedule looks. But yeah, I'm not trying to fight all these battles that some of y'all are trying to fight. Um, yeah, I got some other battles going on. So I gotta be here. Uh so I'm about to end this because I gotta get the little one to bed. Excuse me. Well, I thank y'all for joining me. I just wanted to clear the air. And more than anything, I really wanted to thank y'all. So, like I said, so many of y'all have no idea how you helped me out when I was missing. Um, just with good words, encouraging words. Protect your headspace. Okay. You know Cervantes? But you guys protect your headspace. Um, I will be that break was necessary. I will be planning social media type sabbaticals regularly, and I advise you to do the same too, because all this information overload is not good for us. We were not created to operate this way, to not actually interact. Get out sometimes and look at me saying that, and I just said I don't go outside. Every now and then I make an appearance with the sun, right? I greet the sun. I eat the sun. Y'all heard about that documentary, Eat the Sun? It's interesting. But what was I saying? Y'all, I'm tired. Yeah, I just wanted to give that disclaimer that you laughing at me. I just want to get somebody else is gonna be like, you ramble too much. And like I said, I'm not coming back to fight with anybody. If you don't like how I do what I do, I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. So that block button will be so quick, it'll make your head spin. Because I'm not doing this. But that's just the minority, not the majority. So again, thank you all. You can stay tuned because I'm serious about this credit stuff. And then maybe later on down the line, I don't know. And I also, again, I will be giving much more in private settings. I have, I know a lot of y'all are not on Facebook, but I do have a free credit tips group on Facebook. And I've already done more videos in there this week than I've done on YouTube. This channel is going to be more like a vlogging channel, I think. Since I'm all over the place, that is true. I am all over the place on this channel. But ideally in the long run, what I want to do is have specific channels where if somebody wants to come for just this one thing, they can go there for just this one thing. And then this channel be kind of like a behind the scenes, you know what I mean, type vlogging type channel. I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. This will be like my brain on YouTube. And then the other stuff will be more focused, tighter. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna read this last comment. You're on the right track. I'm with you Find your corner in all this knowledge madness. Man, LSJ, man, when I say I have seen some things, I have seen people go all around the mulberry bush. And the best thing I can say, y'all, is pick your poison. You know, it is very easy to be like, well, I was over here and they said, oh, this person said I was at that conference and they said, and this. Don't let these people make you go crazy. Have a good night. Good video again. Definitely food for thought. Thank you, Rise of King. Yeah, I'm about to shut it down. Mr. Sandman calling. We like how you do. Not everybody, Christopher. Lol, and welcome back. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. More than you know, more than I can show. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna go have nighttime talk with my little one right quick, say his prayers, and you guys take care. I will talk to y'all later. Goodwill and love. XX, what's going on? I appreciate you. Good night to you too. Thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate your time. It's the most valuable thing you could ever give me. So I don't take it lightly. Hit that like button before you leave. Share this with anybody that you think can benefit from it. Remember, don't let these consumer protection gurus have you all turned around. Pay for your place at the right tables. It will be worth it. It will be worth it. Thank you, McNeely. Thank you for your time and thank you for your expertise as well. Okay, brother? All right. I'll talk to y'all later. And remember, don't be surprised. I will be focusing more on the credit because whether you know it or not, getting that straight will ultimately help you if you want to go the consumer protection route, having that basic knowledge. And when I say talking about the credit too, guys, same thing like with the credit. I study this stuff for real. So I'm not talking about, oh, here's your FICO score. I'm not going to be showing you the same pie charts that everybody else is showing you. One of the top people that I've learned about credit from has had the AG call him, has had the CF. He knows the CFPB like nobody does because he's had to answer to the CFPB. So when he talks about credit, he talks about it from the standpoint of what a lot of people don't talk about. I'm getting into another subject, but I just got to tell y'all. He talks about it from the aspect of CROA, the Credit Repair Organizations Act. He's in certain organizations where they are constantly talking about the upcoming changes to credit, what is going on. And these are things that people need to know. So, yeah, I'm not interested in studying from marketers who know how to advertise their knowledge. I'm interested in studying from people who actually have knowledge because they've gone the route that few have gone. And like I said, once you start dealing with these regulatory agencies, and y'all saw what happened to the credit. What's that guy? The white guy, Mike, the credit dude. What's it? The credit dude. Somebody just commented on that. His channel got shut down, and he was charging people like $3,000 for this and that and da 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 da. Was he in Florida? And him and his wife. Excuse me. Somebody commented on my video that I did on it, and they said, yeah, they got me for $3,000. I said, man, make sure you let the AG in your state know and try to go through the proper procedures so that any funds that are recuperated, hopefully you can get a piece of that pie. Definitely count yourself in that number of people that need restitution or, however that works. But yeah, there's a lot going on, y'all, and things are constantly changing. So be fluid in your comprehension, your understanding. Please don't think that every girl, unless do you know who I'm talking about? And I mean, his videos were all over YouTube. His marketing budget, I think I saw it in one of those reports. It was insane. And that's what y'all need to know. I don't care what subject you want to learn. Most of y'all are learning from expert marketers, not experts in what they claim to know. Some of y'all taking Airbnb courses from people who ain't never had an Airbnb. Crap is crazy. That crap is crazy. I was about to say something. See, God put it in my... He choked me up. Let me get off this camera. Bye. Y'all have a good night.